Hey guys, what's going on? This is your host, Michael, or Thoughts Become Things on YouTube. Now, welcome to part 2. This is a continuation of one of the previous videos that we have recently uploaded on the channel, as of be recording the time of this video, called The Language of the Universe, How God Speaks. Now, we talked about who we really are beyond the body, who we really are beyond the physical appearance of things. And in this video, we're actually going to jump right into this, guys. And thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening to this video. This is a continuation. This is actually part 2 of the language of the universe, or God. Now, this is how God really speaks. We talked about in the last video, which is part 1 to this series here, the language of the universe, how God speaks. We really talked about how the true communication of our thoughts, words, actions, and feelings as well are all basically translated into and through our aura energy. It's the power of the aura that actually bends and shapes all of our realities as we know it. And this is actually the truth. This is how it really is. Now, what we're really going to talk about now is, I want you to view on screen right now these images that we have many more of them to really go through and talk about. Some different Kirlian photography photos as well, which actually represents and shows this power beyond the physical vessel. The unseen realm of energy that is all around us in the form of our energy bodies. You see, our aura is actually tied into and through our physical vessel as well. Because we talked about in the last video, the language of the universe part 1, how God speaks, that the true Ojas or life force energy is the very thing that is manifesting everything in our reality, our circumstances, and the people that we come into contact with. The life force behind the physical vessel is actually the causal, not the effect. Now, let's clarify what I just said right there. The life force energy is actually the cause of everything that we see outside of ourselves. You see, nothing can appear. Now, this is the law of correspondence, which says, as within, so without. As above, so below. That's the law of correspondence. Well, within this law of correspondence, we also learn that the life force energy is the cause, and what we perceive in the world around us, people, energy, circumstances, is actually more of an effect than the cause. Now, it's really funny because we've been given the power, rather, to tap in and tune into certain vibrational frequencies. You see, this aura actually emanates a signature frequency for you, for myself, for all of our neighbors, for everyone else that we perceive, all other souls. Everyone emits a certain signature vibration. So it's funny that we don't even really have to do that much. I often say that let's just practice methods in order to preserve a lot of this aura energy. Now, learning to preserve our energy is later in this video, but right now we are actually going to talk about how the aura is actually a lot more than what we have previously discussed and have talked about, specifically in part 1 of this series, How God Speaks, Language of the Universe. Now, I just want you to take the time to relax and listen to the very important knowledge and information in this video that I want to note that you already know. Remember, you already know this information. It's just a reminder. We are bringing it to the surface, more of your consciousness. This is who we really are. It's just a reminder. It's going to be a continuous reminder. Thank you for tuning into this video. Thank you for watching Thoughts Become Things on YouTube. Now, God speaks through our aura. Pay attention to the photos on screen now, as we're going to go through many of these different photos. Now, the aura is also defined as our own state of being. Being. You see, we are human beings. But the truth is that the coined term, human being, if you actually switch those words around, the truth is that we are being first and then we are human. So we're actually being human. It says that we are human beings, which is, I guess, arguably true as well. But if you want to take it to the next step of this, you realize that we are being human. We are a being having a human experience. So we are actually being humans, guys. So you see how interesting and revealing what I just said really is, because the truth is that we are actually being human. We're not just human beings. Now, it's funny that we place the human first before the word being, but the truth is that that's actually a bit backwards. We are being human. So why am I talking about all of this? Now, I'm talking about this because this is the language in which we communicate to the field, the quantum field all around us, the unseen realm all around us, which accounts for the possibilities and potentialities of everything. Now, the only way that we are going to attract different circumstances in our lives is through influencing our aura. We're going to talk about how different ways to influence this aura and our state of being. It's actually pretty simple. Everything that we're talking about in these videos is actually very, very simple. It's just, like I said, it's really just a reminder of what we already know. Now, the truth is that the aura is defined as our state of being. Again, I can't stress that enough. We're just going to have to really repeat this often and really know this. The aura, I'm going to repeat it once more. The aura is defined, okay, so the aura equals our state of being. And our state of being equals who you believe you are. It's like the inside self-image of who you believe you are. Your inner beliefs are all shaped within the deep subconscious aspects of ourselves. And there's ways to clear and tap in to actually clearing the old limiting beliefs and embracing a new state of being. So how do we influence the state of being? Well, we're going to get to that. That's actually one of the final things that we are getting to in this video. And once more, thank you for tuning in and thank you for watching and listening to this video. You are very much appreciated here. So, we all learn very many truths within these videos, and we're all thankful for that. So God speaks through into our aura, and the aura is defined as our state of being. Now, taking that further, since we know that the aura is governing our state of being, and our state of being the aura, our state of being is really who we believe we are inside. So it's the self-image inside of us, who we believe and feel ourselves to be, that create that state of being, thus creating the circumstances. Now, the reality that you see is actually governed by your frequency or state of being. The reality you and I see is actually governed by your internal frequency. So again, it goes back to, hey, how do we influence this frequency? How do we better retain our energy in order to grow in the positive direction? Now again, we're going to talk about different ways and methods in which we can sort of directly as well as indirectly affect this aura to bring us better circumstances. We all truly want a more pleasant life. But the question is, are you willing to learn and really do whatever it takes to get there? Now, I declare and decree that if you're watching this video, we already know that a part of you subconsciously has already decided to live your best absolute life and to basically become more aware of this information through these revelations, through these videos that we continue to tune into on Thoughts Become Things. This series in particularly is titled The Language of the Universe. This is part 2. We're talking about how God actually speaks. It's not just through our physical words and things, and these things can be very, very powerful, and those things can also influence our auras. But the trueness of the manifestor, as it will be called here, the manifestor is actually the internal state of being expressed outwardly. Now, continuing forth in this presentation, let's just go ahead and check out this Kirlian photography image. As we talked about in part 1 of this series, how a man by the name of Simeon Kirlian perfected a form of photography known as Kirlian photography. Now, this is another image of a Kirlian photography, and this is a man that is actually sitting in a lotus position, sort of in a meditative position. And this is the massive energy that was radiating off of that person's body. So it's just another prime example that, whoa, there's a lot more going on here than what meets the eye. And we talked about, guys, the reality that you and I see, that we all see, is actually governed by our frequency. So think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. And the truth is, now, this is very important. Everything that we've talked about is very important, guys, but this is the start key. I mean, this is really hitting it on the head right here. You receive, listen up to this, check into this and really pay attention. You and I receive and attract what our own energetic assumptions are. Okay, so you receive and attract what your energetic assumptions are. So guys, I refer to this as our own energetic assumptions. And energetic assumptions are basically radiated off of our aura. See, it all goes back to the energy body, and we're going to keep discussing and talking about just how important this aura is. It's crazy important. This is why it's so important to conserve our energy as well, because the more that we conserve our energy, the more powerful of a being we become. The state of being that we reside in and remain in, more of the time than not, is creating a new signature vibration. If you feel powerful within yourself, then you best believe that those are actually your internal beliefs reflected outwardly. Now, once again, the reality that we all see is governed by our own frequency. And we receive and attract certain opportunities, certain people, based upon what we believe inside. Because what we believe inside creates those energetic assumptions. And those energetic assumptions, as I have coined that term, it came as a download to me via the subconscious mind. Thank you, Infinite Source Wisdom. Energetic assumptions. These energetic assumptions are radiating off of our auras, thus attracting us certain circumstances into our life. Now, we have to understand that true abundance is actually in our vibration, not material possessions alone. True abundance is way more than just money. True abundance is in sort of as our state of being, guys. That is our godlike self. See, the essence of God is actually that state of being, because it's within that state of being that all manifestation actually comes about. So the true abundance is obviously here, the ojas, or the spiritual energy radiating off and through into one's own physical vessel, say here on earth or in a different physical incarnation. The true abundance, we have to realize that the true abundance is the life force energy. And there's ways to influence this life force energy. Remember that our beliefs also translate to and through our aura. I'm going to keep sort of repeating things that we've already gone over quite a bit here. Your beliefs lead to your frequency. And from that frequency, you actually attract certain opportunities, people, and circumstances that slowly but surely begin to regularly enter your life. Now, repeating this once more and asking this question. So the question then is, why would very good things regularly enter your life? Well, it would have to be due to your internal beliefs, because again, your internal beliefs lead to your frequency. And from that frequency, you then attract certain opportunities. Guys, it's really coming down, you know what I'm really getting at here? It's the self-image inside. It goes back to that as well. It's also very good to note, now this is very, very crucial to understand, that our own energetic assumptions exist in our whole bodies and being. Okay, so because we talked about our energetic assumptions, which comes from our beliefs lead to our frequency, otherwise known as our energetic assumptions. So whatever our energetic assumptions are, that actually exists in our whole body. It exists in all of our energy centers. It exists in our whole being. That is how the God communicates to and through ourselves here. And within the universal language at why. This is how all the communication actually takes place. Now, what are your own energetic assumptions? This kind of leads us to bring in our next question here, as well as new images on the screen if you want to tune into those images now and follow within this presentation. Thank you for listening and watching this video. As always, I will continue reminding ourselves of that fact, sending gratitude for all of you being here. So, what are your own energetic assumptions personally? So we talked about our energetic assumptions come from our beliefs, comes and radiates out through our aura. It's the energy body beyond the physical vessel that's actually manifesting everything. That is the manifestor that we must focus upon regularly, habitually. So how do you know? Well, because you say, Mike, well, how do you know? How do I know what my own energetic assumptions are? You do this and you know by feeling your own energy. If the energy that you feel inside feels powerful, it sort of blows you away, and it's extremely potent and strong, then you are actually assuming a very high belief about yourself, about your own nature, even about your own sexuality and creative energies within. And thus your energetic assumptions are in place now. And then that manifests your world. See, how do you know what your energetic assumptions are? How do you feel? Because feeling is the translation language of our own internal vibration. So if you do not, say, feel very powerful entering a room, then it's probably, chances are, that is the truth of you in that current moment. Now, all truth in those moments come from beliefs, and beliefs can be altered, shifted, and changed. That's really good to know, is that you're not stuck at all, and you can alter this energy regularly. And we're teaching us how to do that. We're actually getting to that point here shortly. Because how do we influence beliefs? How do we change these beliefs, and how do we improve our aura? Well, there's many things that we can do, but we're going to talk about several things that have been very helpful in my own personal life, as well as in the lives of many other people. Now, I'm talking globally. So, how do you know your own energetic assumptions? Yeah, feel your own energy. It's actually pretty simple. If you don't feel powerful, you probably aren't. That's what your beliefs are telling you in that moment. Luckily, we can shift and change these beliefs to make you feel powerful in the moment, to actually make you feel love. And one really must own, we must really retain our own energy. That's sort of where it all begins. And here's another fact. As we're moving through these different aura images now, just looking at different images on screen, these beautiful energy of the aura energy beyond the physical vessel, radiating outwardly, manifesting our circumstances. Now, circumstances in our lives do not actually determine your state of being. Now, this is a bit tricky to comprehend at times. I declare and decree that we are comprehending it now more than ever, though. Now, listen up to this one, star key point. Circumstances do not determine your state of being. Your state of being, or your energetic assumptions, determines your circumstances. Because guys, remember, our energetic assumptions are actually bending time, space, quantum reality. It's actually bringing in different potentialities into our field, or our own aura. So we have to understand that it's our energetic assumptions that translate via our aura, which our aura radiates outwardly, that actually manifests everything in our lives. See, it's not the circumstances that are the cause, it's the state of being or the energetic assumptions translated to or through our aura radiating outwardly into this world, this quantum universe, really. That's actually the cause. The cause is our energetic assumptions. It's not the other way around. It's not that circumstances do not determine, or this is it. It's not that circumstances determine your state of being. It's that your state of being actually determines and brings in certain circumstances. So whenever this aura radiates outwardly in our lives, and it is in a healthy state or a healthy vibration, which we're about to get to what that actually looks like visually speaking in just a moment, this is actually doing the work for us. Now it's up to us to understand, realize, recognize, and continue to reveal the truth that it is this aura, it's the state of being that's determining what we manifest in our lives. See, that's actually the causal, not the effect. So the effect is sort of what we see outwardly, the manifesting the circumstances, but the cause is actually within. It's the world within. We change the world by changing ourselves. It's so corny to say, but it is so true nonetheless. Now, we develop our beliefs, and we cast and radiate a certain aura, energy, vibration, frequency, as you're now seeing on screen, these different images. Now, what does a full aura actually look like? Now, this is an interesting image. I'm going to read some of the subscript text on here. Don't worry about straining your eyes. I'm going to read them right now. Now, a perfect balance of every hue is representative of a healthy aura, and vice versa. So, we also, actually looking on the image on the left side of the screen, I didn't mean to say that. Now we are still looking at this left aura image. This is a full range of rainbow colors, reflects good health, flowing lines without distortion, shows the energy is balanced. That's very interesting. If we're giving our energy too much to certain different energy centers and chakras, if we are overindulging in certain things, this aura can be thrown off of balance, which absolutely hinders our manifesting abilities, because our manifestations are our energetic assumptions, which comes through our aura, as we will continue to say all throughout these videos. We really are. So, clear, vivid colors have positive energy. And again, guys, don't overcomplicate this. If you know that you have a bit of a healthier aura, guys, you're going to feel good. You're going to feel powerful. You're going to feel it. Because again, how do we know where our energetic assumptions are? Well, we feel a certain way. Now, not to say that our aura is always going to be complete, whole, and perfect, but it is tangible. If we place our mind towards that, it is very tangible, and it takes replacing some of our negative beliefs with positive beliefs. Now, we do this through different various affirmations, subliminal programming. You can actually do it through watching certain TV shows, listening to certain music. Now, those are just some of the ways to program a more positive aura. Now, you must do this regularly and habitually for it to really last and sink in. And so that our manifestations can actually be a bit more habitual. It can be more regular. We sort of, again, guys, it's all consciousness. We haven't really mentioned the term consciousness too much, but our own aura energy, energetic assumptions actually equals our consciousness as well. So it's actually quite deep. So our consciousness equals our energetic assumptions, and our energetic assumptions equal our consciousness. So going back to this image on screen, we talked about the healthy aura. You're going to feel powerful if you're balanced and different colors in the aura. And you're going to feel it if you're on the left side. Now, many of us have experienced what it's like to be perhaps on the right side of this image, which is clearly different than the left side. It's a bit more muddled. The colors of this aura are only natural for us to experience in life, actually. We learn the most through what Abraham Hicks refers to as contrast. So it is only through the contrasting, muddled and dull aura feeling that we learn the trueness of reality, that we can even create and discuss videos like this and truly comprehend our true nature. Now, this muddled aura on the right side of the screen of this picture, you notice that it says bulges and patterns show energy distortion. It's a very weak energy. It's a very dried out energy. It says that there's an abundance of blue and green, suggests a depleted energy. Well, that's interesting, because could it really be as simple as guarding our energy a bit more to increase our frequency, to increase our aura? I just told us the biggest secret of it all. It's actually that we should just retain our energy. It goes back to that, doesn't it? It really does. It's so simple, yet so effective whenever we start retaining our own sexual energy and retaining our attention a bit and refraining from negative influences a bit more. Now, how do we do this? Again, guys, it's all stemming from our belief system. Everything that you see on this picture is only a belief. If somebody's energy is depleted in this way, it's because they still have certain beliefs that are causing them to act in certain ways. You see, our beliefs lead to our actions. Our beliefs really lead to our thoughts. And more thoughts of that nature, whatever we do believe, leads to our actions, which actually in turn leads to our habits as well. So it's good to know that. A lack of solar colors, orange, yellow, and red, I said a lack of those colors actually indicated a depleted energy as well. It indicates that there are blockages within our aura. The energy is not really flowing properly. This is why it's good to guard and protect our energy and to balance ourselves and to spend time on self-care, self-love. Take time for yourself, more time for yourself. Take time to recharge. So again, guys, the two differences here have been noted pretty well. Study this photo, study this image, and continue to do that. But we are actually going to move on to the next point here, and the next image that we're now looking at is another representation of what it looks like to have a healthy aura. Now, this is an energy body of a healthy person, what would be considered a healthy person, is that there is an outer aura. You can sense that the aura has actually, you have basically retained enough energy in yourself to feel the outer aura with, outside of you. Like literally, you can sense this aura outside of you. Now we do this a lot through meditation. If you complete, the easiest way to sense how full or not full your aura is, guys, it's actually through meditation. So if you completely still your body, you can actually feel and sense the energy coming off of you. Like you can literally sense the aura around you. It's very, very interesting to become consciously aware of this energetic field. It's actually quite beautiful. Because this field, guys, this is us. I told us before in part 1 of this series that this is the real us. This aura is actually the real us. It's actually not the physical vessel. It's the life force that surrounds us. Now that's if we have a complete healthy aura. Because if we do not retain our energy and we do not take enough time to recharge and replenish, then we will perhaps not be able to sense the aura very well. But I declare and decree that if you're watching this, we are actively practicing, that we've already actively practiced having a retained aura. Really comes from our beliefs. We continue to alter and shape our beliefs. Now back to this photo, energy body of a healthy person. Now, there is an inner aura. See, we noticed that there's an outer aura sense, but there's also an inner aura sense which exists just off of our physical vessel as well. So there's different layers like to this aura. It does say that there are healthy rays in between the inner and outer auras. The sum total is healthy aura. Now, if you have a healthy aura, it is only basically evidential. I'm trying to seek the word here to find here. Basically what happens is that if we have a healthy aura, then that translates into having a healthy physical vessel as well. That's typically how it goes. So the next photo here is, again, the contrast point. We have positive, negative, negative, positive. Now this is the polar opposite of the healthy aura. Now this is distorted within the aura. You have the inner aura is dull or heavy, grayish, diseased energy, as it's called. Very interesting terminology there, word used. They call it diseased energy. There's blockages in this aura. There's holes, cracks in the outer aura as well. Just not very healthy. It says that this is the energy body of a sick person, or a person that might have a certain dis-ease. And it says that the inner aura still remains, but it's very choppy, it's very small. There's not much energy power that's actually powering the physical vessel enough to promote good health, positive aura. Now, it is through the aura that all positive health derives from, and arguably all negative health derives from. If we have a physical vessel, then chances are we have blockages in our belief systems. Now that's very, very deep. All sickness actually comes from beliefs that remain within our aura system. See, it's actually the energy body, guys. Remember, it always goes back to the energy body. That's the cause to every effect that we see in our material world, or what we perceive as material universe. Everything that we perceive as physical is actually a manifestation of the inner being. Now allow that to sink in. That would really take time. That's really going to blow your mind there. It really already has. Now, this is another image here. Ending this actually getting to the very end of this presentation now. Thank you for tuning in, watching this far. This is a bit of a longer video, a bit more extensive. We really had to make a longer presentation about this. We really felt the need to do that to exemplify what we already know about the aura and how it's manifesting everything. Now this photo here says that it says healing in the center, and this is sort of like a healed aura or healed person on the right side of the picture. And then on the left side, we have this blue with different colors on the outside. We have a darker blue, we have a bit of a pinkish red, maybe even a little bit of orangey yellow in there. That's kind of visually what this aura looks like on both sides of the stress person as well as the pattern of health person. Now again, guys, we don't judge ourselves. It's important to understand that we all go through different patterns of stress, that it's only natural for us to dip down in our aura from time to time. That is the contrast of life. This is completely natural to go between patterns of stress through patterns of health. But I will say that once we become more aware of these principles, we can better adjust ourselves and influence this energy so that we are living more on the healthy side of the spectrum rather than the stress side. You just see breakages in that pattern on the left side of the picture here compared to the right side, the healthy person, the healthy aura, because the person is actually the energy itself. It's not the physical vessel. The person that we know is actually inside. It's the consciousness. It's the energy. That's actually the real us. Very mind-blowing here information that we will continue to study, continue to reveal and know. and make videos upon. Now, this was the language of the universe, part 2. Stay tuned for different, perhaps, parts. We might have a part 3 or part 4 to this series. We will see. We are not quite done, though. We are reviewing a little bit within this video now. So we talked about that our energetic assumptions. How do we know what our energetic assumptions are? It's basically how we feel. How we feel is governed by what we believe. So it's good to know that everything actually derives from our inner beliefs. True abundance is in our vibration, not material possessions alone. We receive and attract what our own energetic assumptions are. And the reality you and I see, it's actually governed by our frequency. It's governed by our state of being or who we believe ourselves to be inside. So it's actually the internal image that governs the surrounding circumstances. Very good to continue to note that. Now, how to influence this aura. This is what we've been waiting for the entire video perhaps, and now it's here. We're studying and really soaking up this information now. Now these are just different ways, guys. There are perhaps thousands and thousands of different ways to influence your own aura. Meditating, of course, is a really good one. Journaling is a good one to influence the aura. Like, get your feelings out on paper. Here's another one. These are just a list of examples here that I just listen to my voice. I know we're not putting any of these on screen here. I decided not to have the text on here with this, but we need to understand just by listening to this that these are very important lessons to integrate in order to influence the aura in a positive way. So, spending less time around negative energy. Now, negative energy constitutes and equals things that perpetually cause you and myself to feel bad inside. So, if we're feeling bad inside by surrounding ourselves with certain things, influences, people, we need to diminish those habits. Now, ultimately, we can use willpower to diminish those habits, but the truth is that if we want them to be gone permanently, we continue to influence the internal belief system. Because, guys, it's actually our own beliefs that cause us to act in certain ways. We have habitual beliefs, and we must go in and reprogram. Now, one of the best tools and methods that I utilize, as well as many other people that works very effectively, is called EFT tapping. I also refer to this now as tapping into a new energetic state of being. Because whenever you EFT tap, you're actually directly affecting the field within you, using the meridian points located on our physical vessel, which is really just energy, because we're actually just tapping on our own consciousness. And tapping on our own consciousness actually creates new energetic assumptions, which we discussed earlier in this video. It will continue to create the state of being in which we manifest everything into our lives. Now, we go in and we acknowledge the negative core beliefs. You can just search up YouTube videos on whatever you're stressing out about, such as you have to find out kind of what beliefs that you are having based upon how you're feeling. Hey, why am I feeling this way? What am I believing that might not be true? And you just tap on the meridian points, go through different EFT tapping videos where the different EFT practitioners on YouTube and different websites and online can actually help you go through, and you can watch exactly what they do, and you just follow through on exactly the practice of the EFT. Now, that's a great way. It's one of the best, I would probably say arguably the best way that I have found personally, besides listening to subliminals and affirmations, because that's another one, how to influence the aura positively, how to program new beliefs. Wow, just now mentioning that, but that's actually the biggest thing we've said in this video is, you guys, it all derives from the causal plane, which is programming new beliefs. There are old cruddy beliefs in our systems that we're unaware of, that until we acknowledge these things and clear them out using certain practices such as EFT, they remain sort of trapped in our energy body or aura, we must release these things using the meridian points, tapping on our own consciousness. EFT tapping. Now, another positive way to influence this aura, ending off this video now very shortly, is surrounding yourself with joyful and grateful energy. So we talked about, guys, spend less time around negative energy, and the polar opposite to that is do things that bring you more joy. Another thing that you can do is listening to certain music that makes you feel good. Make sure that these are things that make you like feel good. And spending more time on your own meaningful hobbies would be very helpful as well. Whatever that is for you personally, find something that you enjoy that's actually like uplifting, that brings you a state of inner harmony and joy, and continue to do those things. Of course, remaining everything in balance. Life is about balance. But we really are programming new beliefs, because the beliefs are actually where we're actually programming the new aura. Because via our beliefs equals our aura, our energetic assumptions equal our circumstances. So, playing certain video games can actually help, believe it or not. Exercise, yoga practices, meditation, we talked about a little bit. Those things can help as well. Eating certain foods, specifically fresh living foods with live enzymes, such as fresh fruits and fresh vegetables. Looking at images that spark certain positive feelings in your mind and body, that's very, very powerful. Surround yourself with images of your delight, as I always say. And you can even watch certain movies, TV shows that invoke a certain feeling, positive feeling, specifically within you, that make you feel like you already have your desires. Because that's the whole point. The faster you feel, and the more, not really the faster, but the more that you sense and the more that you feel that you have something within yourself to offer, that you begin to feel the power, the quicker those circumstances will really begin to appear in the world of effect, which is really what we perceive outside of ourselves. Now, that's about where I'm ending off this video. We really did talk for a little bit, but these videos are very, very important, guys. This was the Language of the Universe Part 2, how God speaks. God speaks through our aura, and the aura is also defined as our state of being. Remember, it is through our state of being, which really, if you take it a bit deeper, we have our state of being, which who we believe ourselves to be. It's the inner light, inner self-image. But that all derives from those beliefs. It all goes back to the soil of the subconscious, and the soil of the subconscious holds our beliefs. So you must release the old beliefs, which I declare and decree that you are practicing EFT practices, getting that stuck energy out, and it's affecting the reality that we see. The reality that we see is all governed by our frequency, and to alter the frequency, we must alter our beliefs. Once we positively impact our beliefs, you're going to begin to feel a bit differently. Continue practicing EFT, tapping, and remember that that is programming new beliefs in your mind, causing you to feel better, slowly but surely. Some people have different results with EFT tapping. It's not the only modality and method. There are many other methods in order to program new beliefs into the mind. Affirmations, subliminal programming are some of the most powerful ways to do that, specifically subliminal programming while you're sleeping. It's sort of a mind programming tool while you're sleeping. But EFT is more of a readily available thing that you can do at all times of all day, as often as you would like. And it's actually, the more you do EFT, the more those beliefs are going to shift and change for you. So it's important to mark off on a calendar, even if you have to, in order to regularly and habitually shift your state of being via shifting your beliefs. It's all your belief system. So guys, this was part 2 with your host, Michael, where thoughts become things. Thank you for tuning into this video, and continue watching these videos as we continue to discuss the real us beyond the physical vessel. Our consciousness, our state of being, our frequency, our aura, energy. It's actually the manifestor of everything that we see. it's the cause. So in order to change the effect outwardly, we must first go to the cause inwardly, which derives from, as we discussed and will continue to discuss, our internal beliefs, the beliefs that we're holding on to subliminally, the beliefs that we're holding on to subconsciously. I declare and decree that we have cleared all subconscious beliefs for the better, and that you have replaced any limiting negative thinking, which comes from your belief systems. We have replaced those negative, limited thoughts with thoughts of empowerment, wisdom, courage, love, and appreciation, and continue to program positive beliefs now and forever. Really create a habit out of it, and your world will slowly but surely begin to alter and shift in your favor. So guys, this is your host one last time, final time here, Michael, or Thoughts Become Things on YouTube. Continue checking out our YouTube channel videos, and thank you for tuning in and watching this video. Take care, guys, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.